You know what we need in paintball again? A tournament where you can win a car for playing with a Spyder.
Kingman's gone and we're back in the game with the Phoenix now. And I'm here to proclaim that it's not so bad. Let's see what's under the hood. Pop it out with a driven spring and an electro set. We see this kind of thing. Now that BC's gone, you got no need for a team. Why not bring back the cup with some serious playing? I'm talking jerseys, guns, masks, bags, money, club, drinks. Manny Marshall, make this shit happen. You know that GI got the bank, and if it ever does, you know who to thank.
Sure, Kingman paid top dollar to get advertising all over the MPPL fields back in the mid-2000s, but nobody at the top was using their products, aside from Bad Company, who even then shot egos when no one from corporate was looking. They tried for the better part of a decade to be a big player in the tournament scene. They always had a big trailer, a branded field or two, and made sure to talk up their products like they belonged. And to be fair, not all of them were bad, but the writing was on the wall. Bad Company ceased playing pro in 2008. Kingman refocused their brands. Raven as a high-end brand never really caught on. Java accessories and the special edition guns went away, and Spyder became the sole ship. This was them begrudgingly admitting that maybe they didn't belong at the tournament scene. But this also meant they began to turn the ship around. This isn't the first gun to be called the Phoenix, and what's with that spelling? I have no idea, except half the time newbies come into the store I work at and ask, "Can I see that gun? The Spyder Felix?" The old Phoenix, frankly, was just as bad as the old Pilot and had that stupid ACS bolt, but at least it had a regulator. A non-ASA threaded regulator, so you couldn't change it if you wanted to upgrade. This incarnation of the Phoenix is really just an updated version of the later Pilot and Electra, and really is a fusion of the two for the better. It has the Electra's HPR, but the Pilot's ASA and barrel, and an upgraded feed neck. It retails for $150, $20 less than the Pilot ACS retailed for in 2005, and $100 less than the Electra with eye, which it shares its design. And that puts its price below the competition in the Azotin Blitz. Kingman actually brought out this gun in 2012, and it remained pretty much unchanged since then, despite the company being passed between two owners. GI Sportz bought Kingman to replace Spyder's longtime rival, the Piranha line, and then Key merged with GI Sportz, which had no low-end brand of its own, so Spyder lives on. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it! Spyder's old problem was that they would release updated versions of their gun every year, like most manufacturers of the time, but the changes they made did little to justify the new model, or actually hurt the performance a la the Pilot ACS. Look, there's only so much you can do to a stack 2 blowback marker. They finally realized it doesn't make sense to try and convince the rest of the paintball world that you've infused more technology into a platform invented in the early 90s. You still have a spring-driven, steel-hammered, sear-tripping gun, so don't try and dress it up after you found what works. Just make it reliable. And they did, for the most part. Briefly, I'll touch on the improvements on the Phoenix. Problems in past Spyder E-markers were that they needed a 9.6 volt battery in order to give the clappernoid enough juice to trip the sear and make the gun shoot at all. They finally found a capacitor that can provide enough energy with a standard 9 volt, though I still use a 9.6 in mine because better safe than sorry. No more fake regs! Woohoo! We have a proper high-pressure regulator that, when coupled with HPA, provides respectable chrono groupings. They even got rid of the unnecessary volumizer up front. To keep costs down, the frame is still glass-reinforced nylon, which I will take every single time over laminated pot metal frames because those turn into flaky, messy garbage after paint gets in them. I've never seen one of these frames crack, be it on a Spyder, an E-Tech, or a Proto Rail. They're strong enough for paintball, your brain just tries to tell you they aren't. It's still not perfect, and for $150, who would expect it to be? It still has a barrel that bores out at above 690, it still uses metric Allen keys, and the magnetic trigger has kind of a stiff breakaway that won't be to everyone's liking, though it is adjustable. I wanted to make mine shoot up to its maximum potential, so I put some upgrades into it. I wanted to see if the hype behind the Tech T Hutch bolt held any water, so I picked one up, and then chronoed the Phoenix to sealed speeds with the stock bolt. I didn't really expect much to change since the stock bolt does have O-rings surrounding the valve. The only thing the Hutch adds is Venturi porting and a breech sealing O-ring. Okay, I'm gonna back this down a bit because now we're shooting quite hot. Well, consider me sold because the velocity jumped up by 30 FPS, allowing me to back off the spring tension. So far, the gun vibrated significantly less. A problem I ran into, and many others have as well with their stock Fenixes, is that these things tend to vibrate their own screws loose, leading to all sorts of issues, like eye covers falling off, frames coming loose, as well as the ASA. My recommendation is if you're buying a Fenix, get a Tech T-bolt right off the bat and blue Loctite every screw minus the grips, because you're going to need to get in there eventually. While you're at it, pick up a nice small bore barrel like a 685 CP one-piece, or if you want to spoil your little Spidey, get yourself a deadly Winfree compatible barrel and make everyone at the field jealous of your new $350 Spyder. Honestly, it's not money wasted. You can drop the regulator pressure over 100 psi. Tech T produced videos proving that. And having this gun makes me long for the return of the Spyder Cup. Ah, the Spyder Cup. Paintball's only major one-gun tournament. The biggest prizes in all of paintball came from the Spyder Cup. 7 regional events, and the top teams at each event were given cash and gear and invited to play in the finale for the grand prize. What did pros win for now, first place in NXL? 20 grand? Pfft. Back in '99, Ollie Lang and some other future Dynasty players won 3 Mustangs worth $50,000. In 2007, they revamped it, and this time they gave the first place teams 3 Hummer H2s. Yeah, who likes those now, but shit, that was worth 162 grand! And to encourage local support, they gave away a 4th Hummer to the winning team's home pro shop. That was by far the largest prize for any paintball tournament ever. In '08, they hosted it again, giving away Mazda Speed 3s, cheaper than the H2s, but still a value of 72 grand. And since then, we haven't really seen the Spyder Cup, and I want this to change. I demand this to change. We need this! I want to play this! I think it's about time GI Sportz brought back the tournament, advertised the hell out of it, and sold a boatload of these Fenixes. They already have a tournament legal board, and with a couple ups, it's a fantastic little shooter. Come on, GI, you got enough in the bank to bring back this iconic tournament, and it'd be a great opportunity for Spyders to be tournament guns again. Maybe have a webcast, call up Matty Marshall. I'm sure he's not too busy to give Spyders some love. Sure, it's pointless to try and sell NXL players on Spyders for use in those tournaments. But if you make the prizes big enough, these Fenixes will fly off the shelves as people refamiliarize themselves with the platform they likely used when first getting into paintball. Oh, and one more thing I don't care for on the current Fenix. When Kingman first released this gun, it had your standard paintball warning on the side as a sticker. This is how it should be for the covering our ass warning that many companies feel they have to put on their own guns. Except Dye. Dye never does this shit. Well, after Key bought Spyder, they had some ideas for improvements, and GI Sportz has kept these changes. Let's laser the warning right on the side of the gun! Oh, and while we're at it, laser on where the consumer can go if they'd like to see what patents we own. Seems like a logical spot. Don't want nobody trying to steal our new gun now, do we? Don't forget to plug the old Spyder.tv on the side. All the edgiest websites of 2005 were .tv. .tv is where it's at! Made in Taiwan? That's definitely not American!